Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, January 12th. The time is 7:07 p.m., and this meeting of the Wellington Sustainability and Energy Committee will come to order. Looking around, I see Don Berg, Bill Bonnell, and myself. That's three of our four members of the committee, and so a quorum is present. Present to speak, we have no one else attending, so does either one of you have anything you'd like to just add at present to speak?
No.
No.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on. Old business A. I still haven't done much with this letter from to the Board of Selectmen about future fossil fuel installations. I really want to get an estimate. I know John Murrow is working with the library, and I want to circle back around with him and see if he could give me any kind of an estimate as to how much heat pump capacity would be needed for a building the size of the library. And then perhaps, how much heat pump capacity would be needed for a building the size of our new school that the school building committee is looking to build. Those are the types of questions that I think we need answered before we can really present hard numbers to the Board of Selectmen. And it's best that we present the best hard numbers we can come up with. What do you guys think?
I'd be in agreement with that. I mean, you want to show that
Uncover your mic, Bill.
my mic is up.
It's covered or something. You got something in front of it, or
I think I might know what it is. How about now? Can you hear me now?
A little better.
yeah, it's a little better. We can hear you, but it's like there's something. Is there something physically blocking your mic?
Well, if you look at what I'm holding up now, um,
I
I
can't see
can't,
it.
can't
I
see
have I have this. Come on, go away, will you? What is this thing?
it.
This meeting is being recorded. Okay, it's blocking my camera, my view. Anyway, this is Gold Star that somebody put on my computer. It was right over the mic.
Well, whatever it
Yeah,
is, it's still garbling your voice.
yeah, it's really garbling.
That's something.
Better.
That's good.
Okay. So yeah, there was a little bit of gummy on there. And yeah, I think that you should try to be as eloquent as possible when you bring it up to the board, John.
Yeah, and have as much hard numbers as we can.
Yeah.
That's going to be the most important thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll reach out to John Burrow and see if I can get numbers on something like that.
I'm curious, John, did you address item 2 on the agenda, the quorum status
Yes,
from the note taker's perspective? Okay. Okay.
yes. Right at the beginning of the meeting, I said looking around, I see Don Berg, Bill Bonnell, and myself. Three of the four commissioners being present. We have a quorum. I
Okay.
said
You're just so
right,
smooth,
right,
I guess. Okay.
right as the meeting started. Yeah, it was right, I blended it right in.
Yeah.
um,
Okay. And
Katie Meter.
I think it's a bit of a Herculean task in some respects, but not Herculean, but it's a large task. But that would be good to see what you can find out. Okay.
Okay. Moving on to old business item B, Katie Meter's presentation. I love what's going on with Sustainable CT. I think it's really, really worth doing. I did start working on a draft resolution. I copied the town of Marlborough's resolution. Um, but some of the wording in that one is probably not what we need. For instance, the town of Marlborough didn't want to establish a separate committee to serve as a sustainability committee. So some of the wording in there, they had designated their planning and zoning committee as a sustainability committee, and then they said that the sustainability committee would be in touch with Sustainable CT to complete milestones, etc. I don't think we need to do that. Why don't I share my screen and pull up that letter and I'll show you what I mean. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Sorry, I got a million things open here, and
That's okay.
none of them is what I was looking for. How's that sound?
I'm looking for the email that you sent out today. So
You're way too busy, John.
Oh, I got so much shit going on, Bill.
Me too. Burns up the day. Let's just search for it.
Okay, here's the draft. I got it right here.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
see that?
Yep.
So the beginning of this all works. Town of Wellington resolution supporting participation, blah blah blah. This whereas is good. This is good. Um, we want Wellington to embrace an ongoing process of working towards greater sustainability. So then we would authorize that the chair of the Wellington Sustainability and Energy Committee to serve as Wellington's Sustainable CT contact person for the Sustainable CT municipal certification process and authorize him or her to complete municipal registration on behalf of Wellington. This is the part that I was saying I don't think we really need. So they're saying to focus attention and effort within Marlborough on matters of sustainability in order to promote the Board of Selectmen local initiatives, blah, blah, blah. The Board of Selectmen establishes the Marlborough Planning and Zoning Committee as an advisory sustainability team. That's how they put that. I don't think
Okay.
we need it. We're already a Wellington Sustainability and Energy Committee. And we are an advisory committee to the Board of Selectmen. I don't think any of that is needed.
That's true.
Right. Okay.
But let's take a look at another one. We got Tolland here. Yeah, theirs is much shorter, and they actually named the CT, the Sustainable CT Municipal Certification person, the contact person.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think the way I have ours worded, that would be the chair of the Sustainability and Energy Committee, because we're going to have elections in March, and let's say you guys all band together and depose me because I'm such a horrible dictator. Um, yeah.
I'd only depose you to make you the minutes taker. Go ahead.
Like I said last year, I'm willing to do it. I'll take a year at that. So, in any case, I think that's fine. We can dump those two paragraphs. What do you guys think? Do you want you think anything could be added as well?
Up. So what were you going to dump and resolved?
Yeah, this all these two right here, these two paragraphs.
Uh,
Yeah,
Reason
do you
being,
tie yourself into a quarterly report?
yeah, exactly. I want to report quarterly
You want
as
to tie
well.
into that?
Pardon me?
You want that to happen?
Yes, well, I preferred it because that's another thing Marlboro did. They had that as annually, and I was like, why would we report to the Board of Selectmen once a year?
Okay, so
You
so
know?
you want to keep that last paragraph.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thanks, Bill.
Um,
You're saving me from myself here.
Something I couldn't do for me all day.
on its
How's that?
activities. I'm just trying to read that last paragraph again. Board of Selectmen on the progress of his activities towards sustainable CT certification. Okay. I mean, I would well, are we going to report to them a progress on towards certification and that's all? Okay.
Well, yeah, because that's the whole goal is to be certified.
Okay.
And you get certified by completing various projects. You get
Yeah.
points for doing this, points for doing that. We'll get points just for signing up. We'll get points because we exist.
Right.
There's a number of ways that we earn points towards certification, and as soon as we sign up with them, then we know what our point status is and what we need to do to get more points. Um, it might be install a car charger at town hall, or um, install solar panels at town hall or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be. We're going to have to find out once we're in the system.
John, I have a two-part question.
Sure.
Um, one, do we need to ask them, is it okay for us to pursue this? The
I've
board,
already I've already mentioned it to Mike McCoo, and
yeah.
he was fine with it. He was on board.
And the other
I
thing,
mean, it wasn't official or anything, but
okay. And the other question was, do we need to tell them about the benefits of this in order to sell them on it? But maybe you
well,
already,
yeah. Yeah, no, we're my anticipation, Bill, is that once we figure out what we want to have in our letter, we'll bring it to the board in a board meeting and discuss it with them.
okay.
You know, I'll ask Mike to put us on the agenda and we'll go in and discuss this.
And will we have a kind of an outline of the type of um, achievements and benefits that will come?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in those emails from Katie.
Okay.
Katie has Katie had sent out some emails, and she's actually been back in touch with Mike about this as well. On her own, she emailed Mike and copied me.
I thought I remembered this some steps that were, achievement
Yeah,
levels, and so forth. But
yeah, exactly. You get bronze level, silver level, that kind of thing, I think.
okay, all right, very good, thanks.
Okay. Anything else on the wording on this?
No.
Looks good to me.
Okay. All right, good. Then let's have a quick vote on this. Can I get a motion to accept this as our resolution for sustainable CT?
So moved.
Don, could you second?
I'm a second, Don.
Okay.
I'm writing notes.
All right.
Wording a resolution for
Okay.
sustainable CT. Okay. Bill first.
All right. A motion has come before the committee and been seconded. Is there any further discussion?
No.
No.
Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And motion carries unanimously. And I just realized the camera was off. Hi, guys. Okay, so that is good. I will save this file. Come on. Save it as a PDF. Okay. So I have that done, and we will get that to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That was actually old business item C, taking care of that. Does anybody really want to talk about Katie's presentation? I was pretty excited about a lot of the stuff that she talked about. I saw an article today too. Some town nearby here was building a new school, and um, Green Bank came in and put solar panels on it. And the town is getting the bulk of the money. The Green Bank gets some of the money from the panels, but they're selling the power back to the utility, and the town is getting a chunk of that money refunded on their
Yeah, wasn't that
electric bill.
Brantford or something like that?
I forget exactly where it was. It may have been Brantford. Yeah,
I think it was down by the
but
today's paper. Yes,
uh,
yep.
yeah, it was pretty exciting. Good to
Mm.
see, especially with us looking at a new school here in town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I tried to get myself appointed onto the new school building committee. They did not put me on. I'm disappointed by that because I thought that a member of this committee ought to be on there. Um, I'm going to try and go to as many of those meetings as I can to impress upon people that they should really look at non-fossil fuel alternatives for keeping that building heated and cooled. Um, I hope we can do it. Looking at the legislation that's being passed right now, they're altering our climate targets, but they're still trying to get to net zero by 2050. We will not get to net zero by 2050 if we build buildings that'll last 100 years that burn fossil fuels. just won't do that if we keep on building buildings that burn fossil fuels. So hopefully we can get that across the finish line along with the new school. We'll see what
Yep.
happens. Again, that's going to require hard numbers, right? We can't make that decision without knowing the numbers. So that's another reason why I want to find out, heating capacity for large buildings, how much geothermal, how much air source heat can we rely on um, to keep those buildings warm in the wintertime. And, so sure, maybe we need a fossil fuel backup for some extreme cold spells, but I would not want to rely on fossil fuels as our primary source of heating for that building, for any building, actually.
Yeah, I think backup heating supplies in general are a wonderful idea.
Well, yeah, keep us warm, it gets cold here.
Yep.
Okay, discussion on status of passing along information to the townspeople about Connecticut 2025 cheaper rebate. Is that still going on, Bill? Do you know? Is there anything in 2026?
The cheaper rebate has been lowered, and also it's been raised to reflect better on used vehicles. I'm sorry,
Oh,
I'm thinking of the federal rebates have actually gone up a little bit on used vehicles, and they've restricted it to certain methods. But no, I can't really report anything for on cheaper right now.
okay.
Okay.
Um, for reporting on things like that out to the community, we finally do have the ability to update our website. And that's something that we have under new business is to look at updating the website. So I've got my screen shared right now. I can continue to share it, and we can go over what to do to update the website. Um,
Okay. Well, and while you're doing that, I'll comment that I don't know why I left old business under new business with regards to um, the heaters at the pump house. So I'll fix that next
okay.
time.
All right. When we get there, we'll address that
Yep.
too. Okay. Last thing was to discuss any quantity information regarding organic waste generated in Wellington. I don't think we have much of an update on that either. Right.
We have a lot of disinterest on the part of the superintendent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not.
Um,
It's not a with what he's handling. It's like I don't know. I guess it's small potatoes, which it is.
yeah. Yeah.
Which it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep it on our agenda, and maybe someday we'll be able to do something about it.
Yep.
Okay. New business. Yeah, let's look. What I saw something you sent about the energy monitors. Don, was it today?
Uh,
You had a
yeah,
conversation.
I
What?
had I had thought about contacting um our public works director, Troy,
Uh,
about monitoring, and that's geez, I maybe got to talk to John about it a little bit. And for some reason I was blockheaded and I was really thinking only kilowatt hours when, and of course John brought to my attention that demand is a significant issue. And I said, yeah, duh, of course it is.
yeah.
And it is. So he recommended a couple of monitors. They look to be about $400 on eBay and about 15 to $2,000 or 15 to 1,800 if you buy them new. So that
Uh-huh.
you can actually look at uh, demand and so on. And then I came up with a concept that I had forgotten about that you can get that information, although not real time. You can probably get it from our utilities. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you can usually get 15-minute intervals from
right.
the utility. That's how they figure demand charges. It's
So I
your
figured,
highest quarter hour.
yeah. So it'd be a good idea, if nothing else, to request that information before we start even going to somebody looking for $1,500 plus an electrician to install a monitoring
Hmm.
system that may or may not pay for itself. And then I started thinking about the fire pumps when they kick on and how often do they kick on? I wonder it's probably once a month, but it's probably long enough to kick our demand charges up. I don't know. So I'll request
Right. Yeah,
uh
and that's all it takes is a high 15 minutes. It's bang, there's your bill.
Right.
Um,
And I wouldn't know how to alleviate that other than maybe changing the motor someday. But
no, batteries is your best bet if you want to alleviate demand. You put in enough batteries so that when the demand comes, you demand it from the battery. You don't demand it from the utility.
The
Um,
other thing is that there's such a thing for large motor load starts like that. I forget exactly what the term is, but it's a way to temper the actual extent of the heavy draw on the first
yeah,
seconds.
the energy smart appliances do that. Your
Yeah,
refrigerator does that now,
it's
right?
the form of a starter, and it
Yeah.
delays some of the surge.
Exactly, Bill. It's just like on your car. You got a starter that's got a solenoid that feeds the charge
Right.
to the starter so that it doesn't drain your battery immediately when it wants to start. It's the same concept. It's like there's a
uh,
solenoid inside your refrigerator that gets a charge,
Once
gets
I
a trickle charge from the grid, and then when the motor wants to start up, that capacitor kicks its juice over to the motor. Then once the motor's spinning, then it just runs on the grid. But it's that initial spin up of a motor that causes a high demand charge.
so if I could figure out the right term for that, I could offer that as a way to examine how to decrease that demand charge.
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe if you look at the pumps and see if there's any newer pumps out there that have this capacity to lower their demand usage.
I think you can apply it with an exterior electrical control, like a motor starter, but one that has the feature which creates the delay. It
Yeah.
spins up the motor more slowly.
We also
Oh,
have
I see. Yeah.
a huge generator in there that I wonder if there's some way to tie it in such a way that the generator kicks on and Eversource doesn't. I don't know, but
Yeah. Yeah. If the
and I would say that the motor controller probably is different than a solenoid on your car, but that will be my own
Well,
opinion.
yeah, absolutely. It's just all I was comparison. It's just for comparison's sake.
Okay.
Was
You
all.
know, variable speed motor controller.
What?
Uh,
Very
Full speed motor controller. You know, I used to get some of these things in my big electrical packages at contractors, and I forget the exact term for it, but that's what
mhm.
it did. And they always had a lot of novelty charge built into it because that's how you beefed up your lot price for a project.
Yeah. So well, I'll try to get authorization to get Eversource's 15-minute information for whatever period they can provide it.
At a minimum, Don, you can see the highest one on the bill because whenever you look at your bill and you see what the demand charge is, that's your highest one.
Yeah.
For the month.
Well, I got to contact them about the auditors for our call for aid system. So I suppose I'll contact Donna about that. We got to do that all before Donna goes on vacation. You all got that email, correct?
Yeah, in a pretty
Not
hurry.
vacation, but taking care of her mother.
Yeah.
I called the selectman's office the other day. Shannon picked up and I said, "Hey, short timer, how are you?"
Oh, gee,
Well,
she's
I'm
she's
talking
leaving.
about,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm talking
he
about
you're
is
Donna.
talking about Donna. Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah,
Shannon. Yeah, we're losing
really.
a boat. Yeah, Shannon O'Brien is moving on.
He just came on last year.
Yeah, but
nobody
she's moving
laughed.
on to a new career somewhere. So wish her luck.
Call it Wellington Training Academy.
Really? Pretty much.
I have a question.
Sure.
I wanted to bring up something about the future of electrical rates in the state, and I'm not sure where I should try to introduce that, or do we need to do some kind of a motion to allow for it?
Do we want to have a motion? Do we want to make a motion to expand the agenda and include a discussion about what was it, Bill?
Um,
Future electric grids.
future in-state future electric rates.
Sure. I'll move that we amend the agenda to add item D under new business, discussion of future electric rates in Connecticut. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
A motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
So,
All right.
back a couple of weeks, there was quite a bit of coverage.
Wait, we're not on item D yet.
I'm sorry.
And,
We're on.
and your microphone is partially covered, Bill. You're kind of garbled still a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's better.
That's better when you lean forward like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Item B. I'm sorry. Item A. Are we done with A?
Yes.
Don, with the pumps.
Yep. We're done.
Okay. Okay. B. Discuss how we should provide information on the WiSE webpage or town website about posted meetings that did not take place. I've sent an email to Russell Blair at the FOIA Commission asking him if we need to put up minutes for meetings that were canceled, because it just seems kind of stupid. I don't understand why we would have to. If we throw up an agenda up there that says this meeting was canceled, I don't see the need for a second document that says, here's the meeting minutes. This meeting didn't take place because it was canceled. I don't get it. I don't see the need.
I don't see that we've ever done that for PCC, and we canceled quite a few
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah, and it's Ralph Toulis asking for this, and apparently Ralph doesn't ask PCC where their minutes are. He just asks us.
Yeah.
So, I'm waiting to hear back from Russell Blair about that. Once he tells me, if he says we don't need to do it, then we'll just tell Ralph, yeah, sorry, we don't need to do that, and let it go at that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But Russell's usually really good about getting back pretty quickly.
Russell Blair.
Yeah.
FOI. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows all the ins and outs of that stuff.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Bill, were you speaking? Because you kind of garbled again.
I said we can tell Ralph we can do it for you, but it's going to cost you because it's not.
There you go. Okay, let me pull up the town website and show you what we can do over here. What I think we can do over here. I'm still learning myself exactly how this works. So, oh, Ralph is in the waiting room. I don't know how long he's been in the waiting room. Letting him in. Ralph, are you there?
I am here.
Hi, Ralph. I'm sorry I didn't see you in the waiting room. Were you waiting long?
No, I was late logging in.
Okay. You missed present to speak, but did you want to take advantage of that? We can
No.
we can go backwards a little bit.
No, just hanging out.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're looking at the web page right now. I'm figuring out how we go about editing our web page. So
Oh, joy.
Yeah, it looks like fun. It's
It's a challenge.
it's a new system. It's not one I'm familiar with at all. So if I log in here, and why is it not remembering my password?
Lost that page.
Pardon me?
I was just saying you lost that page, or maybe you didn't.
Yeah, no, I lost it on purpose. I'm getting my passwords from a different browser. Um, no, I don't have a password. Come on. This always worked before. I don't understand why I can't get in today.
It does say unlock password there. Unlock one password on the right-hand side of your email entry area. Now that little pop-up is gone, but there is still a little icon.
Oh yeah, that's a password um service that I use for my work,
Okay.
not for my private. I'll try the password I might have used, but Nope, that wasn't it.
John, what's your Town of Wellington email address? That's what you should be putting in there.
I don't have a Town of Wellington email address. Mike is working on it for me. He said that they had um, run out of email licenses and that they're getting more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So trying to see if I saved that password anywhere in here, and it doesn't look like I did, unless that's it. No. I'll
Okay.
have to call the town tomorrow to get my password. Oh well. But in any case, when you sign into the website, if you navigate to the page, to our page, that's the page that we have control over. Um, there's a menu bar that appears when you're logged in. And on that menu bar, there's a selection there to say update is on or update is off. And so you can go in there and you can tell it that you want to update it. Then the system will lock the page and allow you to make updates. And the page stays locked until you save the page in its new format. You can also add new pages. So that's why I was saying we should add a page for any electric vehicle rebate information that the state offers, for instance. We could add a page for that. I'd like to add a page there for sustainability, sustainable CT, the stuff that we were just talking about with that resolution. Those kinds of things. I'd like to have up there any kind of information that we want to pass along to people in town. We can have on that page where we can, tell people. Uh, I would love for people to know just how easily it was that I did it to get geothermal and solar on my house through Connecticut Green Bank. I'd like for everybody to know how to do that. It was pretty simple. I got low interest loans. The payments that I'm making right now are pretty much what I'd be paying to an oil man and the electric utility. That's the kind of stuff that people need to know, and that's the kind of stuff that I would want to put on our webpage for people in Wellington to find out about.
Yeah, we'll get there. Just not tonight.
Yeah, apparently not tonight. So that is item C under new business. Item D that we just added, Ralph. I don't think you were there. We voted to add another item to new business, a discussion of electric rates in Connecticut. Bill, you wanted to lead that discussion.
Yeah. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was reading, following the current treatment of what was going on with PURA, Public Utility Regulatory Agency, and how they were changing how they were treating Eversource, Avangrid, United Illuminating, Connecticut Water, or I forget, Aquarian Water. And part of that was that Eversource was talking about having a backlog of about $1.5 billion in of bills that they couldn't get paid for due to
Uncompensated or unable to collect.
they were unable to pass along $1.5 billion of extra costs due to storm damage because of the way that PURA had been uh, treating their rate increase requests. It also
Oh,
said they had not been able to get a rate increase passed for 8 years. Now, that kind of blew my mind, but along with it, they said that they hadn't asked to do it in that time because of the way that the relationship or lack of one that they had with Marissa Gilbert during her entire tenure. So, being as there's this huge backlog of unreimbursed expenses that Eversource is carrying forward, our bills are going to go through the roof because they're going to try and recover it. And they're certainly going to be filing for a rate increase, and I just don't see us having any kind of normalcy or what we're used to for the rates per kilowatt in order to allow Eversource to recover this money. I mean, right now they've only gone up like a penny, but I don't know if anybody remembers. About 2 years ago, they went up. They like doubled their rates, and then they dropped it back down. But
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
depends
doubling their
on.
rates would even have accomplished taking care of this problem. I think they're going to quadruple it.
Yeah, it depends on which rate we're talking about, Bill. There's two rates on your bill. There's distribution and supply.
Supply.
So the distribution rate is what is where you pay for the maintenance on the wires, right?
Mhm.
We have transmission costs on that. That's the high power lines, and then distribution on that portion of your bill. That's the power lines that are on the telephone poles and on the street.
True, and your supply could be from different places.
Right, but yeah, exactly. Your supply can come from different places. You don't necessarily have to get it from Eversource.
But anyway,
There are other suppliers out there.
I can see their bills
You're
going.
garbled again, Bill. Go ahead.
I can see their
Yeah,
bills going through the roof, and I think it's important for us to, not slack in any way on, trying to encourage, alternative um, KW sourcing um, with this, looking at this going forward. I think it's just going to get, it seems like our rebates and our um, incentives are going away. But I think one big incentive coming at us is going to be the whatever new KW rates get approved by
yeah,
Europe.
yeah. Well, that's I work in the solar power industry, Bill, and that's the one saving grace that we have with the tax credit going away. Electric rates are at an all-time high,
Yep.
and so the dollar cost argument for solar is still quite valid. We have customers we're installing panels right now today. Those customers that we're installing today are not getting the federal tax credit, but they're
Yep.
still signed and they're still installing. We finished up 4 jobs today, so that's the one saving grace we have is that the cost of solar itself is down and the cost of electricity is up, and so the value proposition is still there
Yep.
for solar. And like you say, with the future of these rates, I mean, who knows how high they're going to go? The value proposition gets better and better the higher those electric rates go. Uh, I recommend solar to everybody. If you can get it on your roof, if you can get it on your yard, if you can get it somewhere around, where you live, generate your own power. People all last year, people were screaming about the public benefits charge. I don't pay the public benefits charge because
Mm.
I don't pay for my electricity. I pay a loan payment. So, you know, that's, I hate to say it's plain and simple because it's not, but that's where we are. Solar is by far the cheapest way to generate your own electricity these days.
Right.
Yes, it's a large upfront cost, but Green Bank has great rates spread out over 10 years. My cost is the same as I'd be paying Eversource. Yeah. Anything else on that?
No,
Um,
that's everything I wanted to say.
okay. Other than some point in time, I need to educate myself on um, how to store power overnight when there is no solar power for those days about 2 years in the future when my net metering agreement expires with
Uh-huh.
Eversource. And I'm going to actually have to begin to start paying retail rates on electricity at night
I
for
don't
my heat pumps.
I don't think that happens.
You don't think the net metering is
No, net
time
metering
limited?
doesn't expire. Your renewable energy certificate income may end. That can end after
Yes.
10 years. But net metering is
15.
net metering. You're producing your own power. You're not gonna that's gonna count, that's gonna come off your bill.
Well,
I
I
don't
know
I don't
that. I know they pay me about a nickel for the
Right,
wholesale rate. But
right.
so you think net metering doesn't expire in Connecticut?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I
Okay.
know it doesn't. I know it doesn't in Massachusetts. It would be silly to have it expire in Connecticut, but who knows? Where maybe we're silly here.
Don, I
So
can
I would
Don,
certainly
I
look
could give
into
you
that, Don. Make sure.
Okay.
Don, I could give you a resource on that battery thing.
Yeah, if you're looking to store power overnight, absolutely get a battery. I just got mine installed. It's actually not hooked up yet because it hasn't been inspected. And they shut the power off today because there's a tree down across the street. So I was really, really happy with my installer that they hadn't got it hooked up yet.
I was going
But
to say, there's this guy, Will Prouse. Um, he's been on YouTube for probably a dozen years, and he builds components. He'll build systems, and he tests
uh,
systems, and everybody's always sending their stuff to him because he's so highly regarded in the industry. And he's got so many episodes that you can just dial in what you're looking for. And so if you wanted to look at, battery storage or solar power, he's got episodes that go over different battery packages or units that are sent to him by manufacturers, and he examines them not only as far as what their capacity and their cost is, but also their efficiency. Do they have temperature adjustments built into them and so forth? So that he really gives you a way to dissect and to arrive at the cheapest KW value of a battery and still have something worth having. And his name is Will Prouse. He's a young guy, looks about 40, 45. He's a techie.
is he on YouTube?
He's on YouTube. And
Okay.
he speaks very clearly. He's not
Yeah.
too jargony.
Yeah, I would have loved to have had some choices on my battery purchase, but I ended up with Tesla because that was the only thing that the company I worked with could install,
Mm-hmm.
and it was coming up on December 31st, 2025, and I was in kind of a hurry.
Yep.
So
Well, you
I
better.
have two Tesla power walls on the side of the house, and if the grid goes down, they're supposed to power the whole house,
They're
heating,
outdoor.
everything.
They're okay. I'm sorry. They're
Go ahead.
outdoors of your house.
Yep, yep. They're on the side wall over by my kitchen.
They got little heaters in them, or
No,
no?
no, they're made. They can be outdoors. They're made to be outdoors. They're all right.
Well, they might have a conditioning circuit in it.
Yeah, they may well have a conditioning circuit in there. Yeah, I don't know, but it could be.
I mean, if they can put it on an EV, they can certainly put it on a power wall.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I will say that my Ionic 6 does not precondition its batteries very well.
Oh, really? How can you tell?
Well, I went last time to charge just to make sure because I usually charge at home, and I was only drawing like 57 kW out of a battery pack that should be probably drawing 180 kW, if not 250, which I've never seen. But and I had programmed, I believe I programmed Electrify America into my nav system, and that's supposed to trigger the conditioning mode. Although I didn't look for the little curly coil in the lower left of my panel telling me it was doing that, so I don't really know. But I've never really had good conditioning on my Ionic 6.
I've found the same problem at that same station where they've really had the spigot turned down as far as how much KW they were allowing out, and it's hard to say whether or not it's a function of is it my conditioning or is it just something else about the car? I'm not sure, but there's times when I go there and it's over 100, and times that I go there and it's like 40.
Say that again because you were garbled. There's times you go and it's times you go.
Yeah.
There's
If
times
you
I go
lean
when
to if you lean to your right, Bill, you won't be garbled.
there's times that I go that are it's over 100, and other times it's 40.
Yeah. Okay. So I imagine Tesla's got it figured out. But anyhow, okay.
Okay, so I think if that's it, then the next item on our agenda is approval of minutes from December 8th, regular meeting, and from December 30th, the special meeting that we held. I've reviewed both sets of minutes and I'm good with them. Anybody
I
else have
wrote
any thoughts?
I wrote both sets of minutes and I'm good with them. I did have something. Oh, I wanted to add the and commissioner to my commentary about who was in attendance in one of the minutes meetings. So I'm going to make sure that when I
It would
address
have to be
myself as
that
say
would have
again,
to be the 8th, right? Because nobody else was in attendance on the 30th.
weren't we all in attendance?
Yeah, but there was no commissioner. So what are you talking about one of us?
I'm talking about one of us. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I put
Sorry.
myself down as secretary, but I didn't include myself as commissioner. So in
Okay.
future minutes, I will include myself as secretary and member of the board or commissioner or whatever in
Okay.
the introductory attendance paragraph.
Okay.
Other
I'll
than
move that
that,
we approve.
other than that,
I'm
I'm
sorry, go
okay.
ahead. Okay. I'll move that we approve the minutes from the two meetings that were held in December.
I'll second that.
Okay. A motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, proceed to a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay.
Okay. Correspondence. Any correspondence done?
I haven't checked in probably 2 weeks. We
Okay.
have never gotten correspondence, so I would suspect that there is none, but I will check
Okay.
shortly and report to the board by email as to whether we have any correspondence for our next meeting.
Okay. I should send us a postcard or something. We should
Valentine's Day is
get ourselves a little correspondence here.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Okay.
All right, fellas, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Who
And
that?
we are adjourned.
Who made
Thanks very
that?
much, guys.
Who made
Take
that
care.
motion to adjourn?
Bill did.
Bill? Okay. And I did.